Have you ever wondered why some people can control their mind in the middle of pressure, stress, and daily distractions, while others easily get carried away by emotions, anxiety, or unimportant things? Stoicism is not a dry, ancient philosophy. It is a practical method, a cheat code to train the mind. It helps you learn to focus on what matters, understand yourself, and from there create a life with intention, without being pulled by everything happening around you. The morning is the most important time to shape the rhythm of the entire day. Most of us start the day in a rushed way. We hit the snooze button many times, grab a quick coffee, have a shallow breakfast, and run into work or study pressure. This makes the mind tired from the beginning and not clear enough to make the right decisions. But if you spend a few minutes taking deep breaths, stretching your body, focusing on your intentions for the new day, fueling yourself with something healthy and giving time to journaling or meditation, you are building a strong foundation for your mind and body. Leaders, athletes, and artists all have their own morning rituals that help them prepare mentally, increase focus, and face challenges effectively. Stoicism teaches us that the strength of the mind does not depend on outside circumstances. It depends on how we prepare and how we interpret the world. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." When you understand this, you realize that happiness and peace come not from changing circumstances, but from how you manage your thoughts, emotions, and actions. The lessons from Stoicism are not just theories to read or listen to, they are instructions for daily practice. If you truly want to train your mind, you need a complete approach, from managing your morning, reflecting and observing each day, to understanding happiness, money, responsibility, and relationships. Each principle can be applied to modern life, from building healthy habits to handling pressure and stress effectively. This is not just a philosophy, it is a tool to live better every day. If you are ready to explore how Stoicism can become a secret for training the mind, start with how you view a new day, how you prepare your mind and body, and how you apply these principles to every moment of your life. Instead of continuing to rush into a hectic routine, imagine a morning where you step out of bed with calmness and clarity in your mind. You do not hit the snooze button unconsciously. You do not rush with a quick coffee or a careless breakfast. It is a moment to pause, take a deep breath, stretch your body, and set your intention for the new day. That moment does not only prepare your body, it also builds the foundation for your mind. When a day begins with mindfulness, you will notice that every decision and every action becomes clearer and less influenced by stress or old habits. The ancient philosophers, from Aristotle to the Stoics, understood that the morning has a special power to shape the way you experience the entire day. They did not simply encourage waking up early, they emphasized the importance of preparing the mind and body through light movement, reflection, reading, or journaling. These rituals are not rigid formulas. They are ways to create a mental space where you take charge of your mind, guide your emotions, and set goals that align with your true values. You can start with simple steps. Wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends, to keep your biological rhythm steady. Drink a glass of water to refresh your energy and awaken your body. Have a nutritious breakfast with protein, healthy fats, and complex carbs to maintain stable energy. After that, spend a few minutes focusing your mind. Write down your thoughts, ask yourself questions, meditate, or read a few pages of something that expands your awareness. Each of these small actions signals to your mind that you are directing your energy instead of being overwhelmed by automatic habits or outside pressure. Successful people, from CEOs to artists to athletes, all practice their morning rituals in their own way. CEOs journal to organize their thoughts, stay focused on their goals, and learn from the previous day. Artists spend time creating to warm up their spirit and unlock their emotions. Athletes combine physical exercises with reflection to prepare for the challenges of the day. Their common trait is not that they wake up earlier than you. It is that they begin the day with intention and with full presence of both mind and body. This moment is not just a habit, it is the way Stoicism helps you train your mind from the most basic level, beginning with mastering the morning to set the direction for the entire day. When you know how to start a day in the right way, every choice that follows becomes clearer. You are no longer swept away by reactions or negative emotions. This is the foundation for gradually applying Stoic principles to modern life. It helps you control your mind, focus on what truly matters, and live with calmness, clarity, and intention. At the end of the day, instead of collapsing into sleep with exhaustion and forgetting everything, take a few minutes to look back at your day. This is not for blaming yourself or tormenting yourself over mistakes or failures. It is for observing, learning, and growing. This is a form of mental detox, a way to train your mind and nurture awareness. When you reflect, you will notice the positive moments that you may have overlooked earlier. An honest conversation, a good decision, a calm feeling, or even the small acts of kindness you offer to yourself or others. Acknowledging these moments helps you cultivate gratitude and appreciate what you already have, instead of focusing on what is missing or disappointing. But reflection is not only about focusing on the good. Stoicism teaches that you must learn from challenges and failures. Every obstacle and every mistake is an opportunity to understand yourself better, to recognize the old patterns that still influence you, and to adjust how you respond in the future. Instead of seeing difficulties as punishments or signs of failure, view them as reflections of what you need to learn. This helps you develop the ability to respond with calmness, without being controlled by emotions, and strengthens your inner resilience. A simple yet effective method is to divide the day into 3 parts: positive moments, lessons from difficulties, and action adjustments. Write down 3 moments you are grateful for, 3 things you learned from challenges, and 1 small action you can take tomorrow to improve yourself. This habit not only helps you control your mind, but also increases your self-awareness, a foundational skill recommended by ancient philosophers such as Seneca and Marcus Aurelius. They believe that observing your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors each day is how a person becomes wiser and lives more fully. Practical examples in modern life are also very clear. Many CEOs journal at the end of the day to review decisions, learn from successes and failures, and organize the plan for tomorrow. Athletes use visualization techniques to reflect on their training performance, identify strengths and weaknesses, and prepare mentally for the next challenge. Even parents can practice this with their children, reflecting on the good moments of the day and the valuable lessons learned from daily experiences. Reviewing your day is a way to pause the constant rush, create a quiet space for your mind, and learn to live with intention. It helps you develop self-awareness, understand what you are doing, why you are doing it, and whether your actions align with your values. Over time, this habit not only brings peace, but also helps you build a steady and aware mind that is ready to face any challenge that comes the next day. When you look back on your day and recognize what truly matters, you will see that money and material things are not the source of lasting happiness. Stoicism teaches that happiness does not come from external possessions. It comes from the way you view and manage your own desires. The hedonic treadmill, the cycle of adapting to everything, makes people feel lacking even when they already have a lot. We constantly want more and believe that if we have more money, more power, or more success, happiness will appear. But the truth is that only a very small part of real happiness comes from material things. The rest depends on your values, your gratitude, and your self-control. Training your mind through Stoicism is learning to see money and possessions in the right way. Instead of chasing things you do not need, you learn to reduce unnecessary desires, recognize what truly matters, and live according to your core values. Wealth is not only the amount of money in your account, it is also your time, your health, your relationships, and your sense of purpose. A truly wealthy person is someone who understands what is enough and appreciates what they already have, not someone who constantly wants more. Practicing to change your relationship with money can be simple yet effective. You can start by writing down the things you are grateful for each day, recognizing that you already have enough to live comfortably. You can review your spending, invest in experiences or things that bring long-term value instead of satisfying short-term desires. And most importantly, give. Contribute to others, help your community, or share your knowledge and time. Giving nurtures gratitude and creates positive energy, and that energy reflects back into your life. Many well-known figures apply this philosophy in very practical ways. Bill Gates and Warren Buffett have both committed to using their wealth to create social impact, not just to accumulate for themselves. People who practice minimalist living choose simplicity, focusing on experiences and relationships, not only to save money but because they realize that happiness comes from fullness of values, not from material possessions. Even ordinary people can apply this by prioritizing smart spending, making time for what truly matters, and letting go of unnecessary things that clutter the mind. Understanding money and true value correctly is the next step in training the mind. When you reduce artificial desires, focus on what truly supports you, and create space for meaningful experiences, you not only live more fully, but also learn to manage emotions, direct your energy, and maintain calm in any situation. This is how Stoicism helps you become self-governed, stay out of the cycle of material chasing, and focus on what truly matters in life. Not only stopping at understanding the true value of life and money, Stoicism also teaches you to go deeper into knowledge and awareness to train the mind. In the modern world, we are surrounded by constant information, news, social media, email, and countless daily choices. If you do not know how to analyze and interpret things correctly, you can easily be swept away by the flow of information, make rushed decisions, or lose focus on what matters. The philosopher Socrates once said, "I know that I know nothing." But the important thing is that he spent his entire life asking questions, challenging assumptions, and seeking truth. Deep learning is not just receiving information. It is training the ability to think, analyze, compare, and connect facts to understand the true nature of an issue. Training deep understanding helps you develop critical thinking, increase your ability to evaluate information accurately, and make wise decisions. It also helps you see situations from different angles, develop empathy, and recognize the motives, challenges, and emotions of others. This is the foundation for building healthy relationships, handling conflict effectively, and making choices that align with your values. Moreover, deep understanding opens the door to creativity and discovery because when you truly recognize causes and effects, you can find new solutions to old problems. In reality, this skill is applied widely. Investigative journalists do not just record events, they search for the truth behind them, analyze data in context, and deliver accurate information to the public. Scientists conduct experiments, analyze results, and challenge old hypotheses to uncover new knowledge. Lifelong learners constantly read books, attend seminars, and exchange ideas from different viewpoints to expand their perspective and improve their awareness. To practice this, you can start by asking questions such as, why did this happen? What does this mean? Is there another way to look at it? Challenge assumptions, look for multiple sources of information, connect the data, and place it in a bigger context. Take time to observe repeating patterns, analyze the results of your choices, and draw lessons from them. Do not stop at memorizing information. Find ways to apply it in your life, compare it with real experiences, and adjust your behavior based on your new understanding. In this way, you train your mind like a muscle, increasing your alertness, your ability to respond at the right time, and your ability to live with intention. Deep understanding is not dry theory. It is a practical tool that helps you train your mind, manage your thoughts, and live fully in line with your values. When your intellect and your mind are trained, every decision, action, and reaction in life becomes clearer, wiser, and more effective. When you have trained your intellect and gained deep understanding of yourself, the next step is to learn how to find inner motivation instead of chasing external things. Stoicism teaches that happiness and strength do not come from recognition, money, or fame. They come from living faithfully with your own values, passions, and purpose. When you focus on what truly matters and take responsibility for your choices, you are no longer pulled around by comparison, social expectations, or temporary achievements. Many people mistakenly believe that victory means gaining something or beating others. But Stoicism shows that true victory is victory over yourself. It is the ability to control your emotions, manage your desires, and remain calm in any situation. When you realize that happiness comes from within, you no longer depend on external factors to feel complete. Challenges become opportunities to train your mind, control your emotions, and strengthen your self-mastery. Nurturing inner motivation also means appreciating the journey instead of focusing only on the outcome. You learn to celebrate small progress, learn from failures, and maintain your attention on the process rather than the final result. Flow, the state of being fully immersed in what you are doing, is a perfect example of inner motivation. When you find flow, you no longer work because of pressure or external rewards. You work because of the deep satisfaction that comes from acting in alignment with your values and your abilities. Real-life examples are very familiar. An artist creates not to become famous, but to express themselves and explore their emotions. A scientist does research out of passion for discovering truth and exploring the unknown. A volunteer gives their time and energy to help others without expecting anything in return. Their common trait is that their motivation comes from within, leading to results that are more sustainable and meaningful than any outside recognition. To develop inner motivation, start by identifying your values and passions. Set goals that match your nature and your purpose in life, not goals based on social expectations or pressure from others. Learn to focus on the process, recognize your progress, and adjust your behavior based on real experiences. Stoicism reminds us that self-control and the ability to recognize our true values are the real victories. When you live with inner motivation, every action becomes powerful, clear, and aligned with your true self. And at that point, you begin to step into a life that is more complete, peaceful, and free. After building inner motivation, the next step is to train your mind with personal tools and the 3 pillars of action that Stoicism emphasizes: desire, action, and ascent. One of the most powerful tools is a mantra, a personal reminder you can carry with you to reset your mental state whenever needed. It is not a religious chant or an abstract philosophy. It is a phrase or a reminder that helps you stay focused, calm, and aligned with your values. For example, an athlete may repeat, "I can overcome this," when facing a challenge. A creator may remind themselves, "I am capable of creating value." And you can choose reminders about gratitude, self-control, or inner peace. When a mantra is repeated often, it becomes a signal to the mind that helps you adjust your thoughts, emotions, and actions intentionally instead of reacting out of habit or negative feelings. Along with mantras, Stoicism also emphasizes the 3 pillars of desire, action, and ascent, which help you build a strong mind and live fully. Desire, meaning the ability to manage wants and cravings, is the skill of recognizing what you truly need compared to what is only an artificial urge. The Stoics taught that excessive desire or dependence on material things distracts the mind, removes freedom, and makes you easily unsettled. When you align desire with your true values, you free yourself from outside pressure and maintain inner calm. Action, acting according to your values, is how you turn philosophy into reality. Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence is not an act, but a habit. When you act according to your values, you train yourself, strengthen your self-control, and gradually build a fulfilling life. Every decision, even a small one, creates energy and habits that move you closer to your goals and your personal growth. Ascent, the control of thoughts and perception, helps you develop the ability to stay calm, evaluate situations objectively, and reject negative reactions or unnecessary judgments. This is the part that elevates your awareness, helps you recognize old patterns that still influence your behavior, and directs your energy toward what truly matters. When desire, action, and ascent are combined with a mantra, you have a complete toolkit for training your mind, managing your emotions, and living with intention each day. These tools and pillars are not theories to read lightly. They are daily practices. Start with a simple mantra, observe your desires, act according to your values, and practice controlling your thoughts. Over time, you will see your mind become steadier, calmer, and clearer. Your decisions will become more transparent. Your emotions will no longer control you, and the energy you project will attract opportunities, people, and experiences that match your true values. This is how Stoicism transforms philosophy into a living tool, helping you train your mind and achieve lasting inner freedom. When you look back at this entire journey, you will realize that Stoicism is not a philosophy to memorize. It is a system for training the mind, a tool for living with intention and fullness. From beginning your morning with awareness, reflecting on your day to learn, understanding the true value of money and desire, developing deep intellectual clarity, nurturing inner motivation, to using mantras in the three pillars of desire, action, and ascent, every step is designed to help you control your thoughts, manage your emotions, and live in alignment with your true values. When you practice consistently, everything you cultivate inside naturally reflects outward. Your energy becomes steady and whole, and the opportunities, relationships, and experiences that match your values will find their way to you. The most important thing is that you do not need to chase luck or prove anything to anyone. Real strength comes from staying true to yourself, from living according to your values, and from letting go of what no longer aligns with who you are. Small steps, consistent actions, and decisions grounded in Stoic philosophy will gradually create a life of intention, peace, and fulfillment. This is not a journey of perfection. It is a path of continuous growth, where each day you learn more about yourself, train your mind, and create the frequency that life responds to with harmony. If you find these insights helpful, hit like to help spread the message to more people. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you will not miss the next videos, where we will continue exploring how to apply Stoicism to live with greater self-mastery, awareness, and happiness every day. Leave a comment and share which principle you plan to practice first and which step you believe will create the biggest change for your mind. Remember that Stoicism is not just a philosophy to read, it is the art of training the mind and living in alignment with your true values. Start today, practice one step at a time, and you will see life respond in the way you truly deserve.